Spins on Gallinari, gives it up. Oh, he was right there.
But I thought the turning point was just we had an open shot. We made one free throw, we missed the other, and then they came down and scored.
You can't have a guy on the court who's afraid to shoot the basketball.
Ben Simmons played like trash.
He's not gonna get traded. He's not gonna play, and they're about to start finding him that money anyway.
From this day forward, do not call Ben Simmons an all-star no more. This dude is a casual. This dude is a flop. This dude is a bust. This dude is a 2-season wonder. This dude is overrated.
How did Ben Simmons and the Sixers get to this? Well, it didn't start this way. Coming into the NBA, the media loved Ben Simmons. He was dubbed the Prince as heir to LeBron James's throne. He was likable, and at 6'10 and 240 pounds, Ben's potential was limitless. He went as the first pick in the 2016 NBA draft, and the Sixers' future looked extremely bright.
The Philadelphia 76ers select Ben Simmons.
In his first NBA season, Ben averaged 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists. He won Rookie of the Year. The team went from the second worst team in the division in 2016 to the third best in 2017. The city of Philadelphia fell in love and in 2019 offered him a massive 5-year, $170 million contract. Alongside Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons officially became the face of the Sixers franchise. But all of that fell apart in last season's playoffs. It was like something out of a horror movie.
Ben Simmons, you crumb bum piece of
Ben lost his confidence and the ability to shoot free throws. LeBron's protege and the Sixers superstar turned into Philadelphia's supervillain. Surprisingly, Ben Simmons is not the first player to forge this path. And no, I'm not talking about Kawhi Leonard, who refused to play for the Spurs in 2017. In the early 2000s, there was another young superstar who forced his way out of the city that drafted him. A guy who went from the beloved face of the franchise to the most hated in just 5 years. It was future Hall of Famer Vince Carter. Vince Carter was drafted by the Toronto Raptors in 1998 out of UNC. He averaged 18 points, 5 rebounds, and 3 assists in his first NBA season. Vince won Rookie of the Year just like Ben Simmons and shocked the NBA with his incredible athleticism. Fans and media labeled him as the heir to MJ's throne, nicknaming him Air Canada and drawing constant similarities to their athletic ability. By 2004, Vince made 5 All-Star appearances and was top 5 for the Raptors franchise in nearly every statistical major category. Vinsanity was sweeping over the NBA. Raptors fans were just ecstatic that their team could finally compete in the Eastern Conference. But in that time, Vince was also becoming Toronto's supervillain. In his first playoff series in 1999, the Raptors were swept by the Knicks. Vince went 8 for 37 from the field in games 1 and 3.
And he faded. Now that is his shot. That's what he loves to do.
And also passed up for the game-winning shot in game 2.
Time is running down. Carter, and there is the shot. It misses.
Then in 2001, just before Game 7 of the Eastern Conference semifinals, Vince flew to UNC for his graduation. This earned him more bad press.
There were some people who questioned, including some of your teammates, who questioned your decision to go to North Carolina, considering the magnitude of this game. What's your response to that criticism? You know, a lot of people are calling this the biggest game in Toronto Raptors franchise history.
I don't care.
To add more fuel to the fire, Vince didn't perform like he did in Game 6, where he scored 39 points. Vince scored just 20 points on 6 for 18 shooting and went 0 for 3 from the three-point line. He also missed the final shot to win the series.
Carter at the buzzer, no good, and the Sixers hold on.
This left fans wondering, what if Vince didn't choose the UNC graduation over the NBA playoffs? His own teammates questioned his decision-making. Here's Charles Oakley, his former teammate in 2018.
If Vince doesn't go to graduation, are you guys in a conference final?
No doubt.
No doubt.
Hands down.
Then things got worse. He told reporters that he was done with dunking, which is crazy to hear from one of the best dunkers of all time.
I don't want to dunk anymore. Dunking's overrated.
There's even rumors of Vince faking injuries so he could sit out of games. And rumors of him telling the other team what plays the Raptors were going to run. Finally, in 2004, he just quit. In 20 games with the Raptors in the 2004-2005 season, Vince averaged 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists. Vince played with zero effort, and his stats showed it. The Raptors finally relented and gave him what he wanted. On December 17, 2004, Vince was traded to the New Jersey Nets for Eric and Aaron Williams, Alonzo Mourning, and 2 first-round picks. For a talent like Vince Carter, the trade was about 10 cents on the dollar. Alonzo Mourning was injured, so the Raptors bought him out of his contract for $9 million and sent him on his way. Then just 4 months later, he re-signed with the Heat. Eric and Aaron Williams averaged a combined 6 points, 1 rebound, and 0 assists over 3 years. The trade was considered one of the worst of all time. But the Raptors were just glad to be done with the injury-prone problem child that Vince had become. However, the moment Vince Carter left the Raptors, he miraculously changed. His averages skyrocketed to 27 points, 6 rebounds, and 4 assists per game. Vince went from his worst season of his career to his best in the same year. The only difference was the jersey he wore. The Raptors fans hated Vince for this.
Number 15, Vince Carter. And from California, 6'4" guard at number 5.
But to be fair, Vince joined a talented Nets team with a different style of play. And Raptors management during Vince's career was trash. Still, it didn't matter. In the eyes of the fans, Vince willingly sabotaged his own team. Because of Vince, the Raptors spent another decade at the bottom of the Eastern Conference. Today, Ben Simmons is right where Vince Carter was in 2004. He's faking injuries, slacking off, and becoming a problem in order to force his way out. Ben quit on the team that drafted him, just like Vince. But Ben could turn things around if he takes a lesson or two from the Vinsanity fiasco. First, he needs to get on the same page as the Sixers organization, something that Vince Carter and the Raptors were never able to do. He needs to understand that the Sixers and their GM, Daryl Morey, are being smart. They cannot make the same mistake as the Raptors did, trading their superstar talent for nothing. Second, Ben needs to, at least on the surface, buy into the Sixers organization. He needs to tell the media that he's working hard on his game and his mental health. Remember, your image is everything in the NBA. No general manager in the NBA wants to trade for a head case who's going to cause issues in the locker room and sit out of games with made-up injuries. This is why Carmelo Anthony, one of the greatest scorers of all time, had to do a press tour in 2018 just to get back in the league.
I felt like I loved the game more than the game loved me at that particular time. I had to come to a point and say, you know what, Mel? Accept it. This is what it is for now. This is the norm. Accept the new norm for right now.
Finally, Ben needs to prove it to the fans that he's putting in the effort and put up big numbers for at least a month or two. This will help Ben raise his value high enough for the Sixers to get a fair trade. So, if Ben can buy in, both him and Philly eventually get what they want. Ben, a fresh start somewhere he can finally stretch his young socialite wings. And Philly, strong additions to their team that will keep them in championship contention during Embiid's prime. Today, it seems impossible that Philly fans will ever accept Ben again.
Ben Simmons, you crumb bum piece of shit.
But it also seemed that way for Vince. He was hated in Toronto when he left. But he received a standing ovation in his last game ever in Toronto as a member of the Hawks.
The horn sounds, and coming into the game, Vince Carter.
He may even have his number 15 jersey retired by the organization. So there's definitely hope for Ben Simmons. Who knows, I could be wrong. But I think any situation is salvageable if Vince Carter was able to get the Raptors fans cheering for him again. If you enjoyed these longer videos, hit the subscribe button and tick the notification bell. I have a ton of awesome content coming out, and I always tailor my videos for the Henry Hoops audience. So if you don't want to miss out, hit the subscribe button. Peace.